Well, hello there. Let me talk a little bit about fences and walls. Historically, walls are to keep people out, or in some cases, to keep people in. Deeply unpopular barriers like the Berlin Wall, the war between Palestine and Israel, and the war between America and Mexico. Not popular at all. Many walls, like the Great Wall of China and Hadrian's Wall, are still there to be seen. And now I see that Finland is building a 3-metre fence along part of its border with Russia. Is it a good idea? I doubt it. A 3-metre wire fence ain't going to keep out any army, that's for certain. And it's just there as a political statement. And in my humble opinion, a political statement from the EU via, once again, America. And before I go on, let me just say that these are all my opinions, nothing else. Things I read on the internet, and I'm just partaking it with you. And at this moment in time, Russia and its many allies has its hands full. And all the time countries keep giving arms and money to Ukraine, the war will progress. And the slaughter of young men and old men alike will also continue. When it's eventually over, I hope, I'm sure Russia will deal with this barrier in Finland and also approach the situation in the Åland Islands. Now, the Åland Islands is between Finland and Sweden and is at the beginning of the Bothnian Strait. And it has been demilitarized since 1856. And now they want to reverse that. And this action seems to me to be, it's just pure provocation by potentially closing off the Bothnian Strait. And once again, poking the bear. Is my question, is this a wise decision? Wasn't it enough just to join NATO without building a fence or demilitarizing or militarizing the Åland Islands? And let's face it, that finger that is poking the bear is the finger of Finland. But the hand guiding it is the EU. And the arm that is guiding that or forcing it on is America. But I'm sure we all know that. We must realise that, surely. Now, will Finland rearm the Russian cannons still in place on Suomenlinna, the island fortress of Helsinki, that were placed there in the late 1800s? Yes, that is a joke. In fact, considering the modern weaponry of Russia, this is all a bit farcical to me. But, as I say, hopefully, this may all be remedied by peaceful negotiations when this war is over. Who knows? I don't. And the whole world has been through so many traumas throughout time. And the only thing new in this world is the history that we don't know. And ironically, history is a teacher nobody ever listens to. And that's the biggest of all human failings. Follow the ancients. Once was taught in universities and institutions, no more. And because of all this madness in this world, Europe is crumbling because the EU is back in America and Finland is back in the EU. So why am I so anti-American? I don't dislike the people. People are fine. People are fine everywhere in the world, no matter where you go. And America is such a great country, isn't it? Look at the recent history. Just in my lifetime, John Fitzgerald Kennedy assassinated. Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy assassinated. Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated. Malcolm X assassinated. Lee Harvey Oswald gunned down and assassinated. And all assassinated to be kept quiet. And that's their own people, for God's sake. Do you really think they care about people the 3,000 miles away? They don't. Ukraine and Europe are being used by America to get what they want, and it seems will stop at nothing to get it. And in my humble opinion and horror, Finland is being used. And it's not only sad to witness, but it seems to be part of a globalist plot to get what they all want. Global rule by a minority of rich oligarchs who want total control over everything. All led by America, money and banks. Now let me give you a short description of the US hegemony. The US is the only government on earth who has spent the 20th and 21st century killing people by the millions in wars for geostrategic dominance, who have been strangling populations with starvation, sanctions and blockades around the world, who is circling the planet with hundreds and hundreds of military bases with the goal of global domination, and who's been continually increasing the risk of nuclear Armageddon with its rapidly escalating agendas geared towards securing unipolar hegemony. Julian Assange, a case just makes it complete lack of moral standing much clearer. This will all still be the case even if Julian Assange is released. The US empire will still have spent years imprisoning the journalists for the crime of reporting the truth. But they will still be the world's worst warmonger and will still be the world's biggest violator of human rights. Its moral standing is dead and buried, and the world should stop following its lead in creating a just and ethical world. America simply does not have the qualifications to do any of this. In fact, no power structure on earth is less qualified. Just an end to this is, as far as I can see, there is just one chance for America, and that is with Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy's son, Robert Kennedy Jr. He is, in my opinion, an honest man. And to have an honest politician in the US government seems to be a bit of an oxymoron. But given that and the Kennedy curse, that outcome is extremely unlikely. It's much more probable that someone like Michelle Obama will stand for president. Just a thought. And once again, thank you for listening to Just My Opinions. Thank you. Bye-bye.